Japan's cherry blossom is supposed to mark new beginnings, but it's also a symbol of beauty which comes to a sudden end. And with that image in mind, do I address the case of the man with the cherry blossom belt, Kazuki Ura, who today withdrew from the tournament. The two-time ACL injury victim looked close to his best last week as he garnered a share of the Division 2 lead, tying level with opponent Enho in this featured match yesterday. But there was one of his quotes I failed to give you. His cryptic response to a question about his title chances. "They always say I have a chance," he began. "And so far, I've always betrayed those hopes. I don't have the confidence to win the title, you see." What he meant this time was that he was newly injured. The sural region of his left calf torn either when he slipped or when he landed. So used had we become to seeing him dance that we nearly forgot the time bombs in the bandages. This is the latest reminder that his knees are just a step away from ruin. And we feared the worst this morning until Coach Kisei intervened. "It's not too serious," he assured the press from his hospital bed. "But we've elected to rest him because the more he looks out for that left leg, the greater the burden on the right with the twice-snapped ACL. To be honest, both his knees are pretty busted, and even the slightest exertion can inflame them. This time, in fact, he says the whole leg is in pain. But he still wants to reappear, so we'll see how things are over the next 2 days. I have it on fine authority that Ura is in good spirits, and the rumor is he could be back on day 11. But he must decide with long-term health in mind." My mind naturally preoccupied with that matter, I'd like to think I consciously registered signs of pain and injury more than usual today. But I think to anyone present they were there in abundance. In just 2 hours, we saw ACL-damaged Nogami warned to tuck in his thick protective knee pad before falling on it, Irodori's knee cartilage become re-inflamed, Ura's knock-kneed colleague Takaryu fall knees first into the clay, Roman break his little finger by diving on it, the man who watched him do that from ringside, Aoiyama, leave bloodstained after colliding with colossal Kaiho, Kamito seemingly smashed at the sternum, Ryusei tossed right onto his ankle with a loud boom, and Chiyono-umi's forearm sandwiched between rope and bushozan. And I think, as you may have seen, the suffering continued. The still shot of where Enho's right first grabbed the belt suggests this move should have been disallowed, and I only hope Akua didn't suffer. But Enho too was seen tending to his fingers after that, the price paid for perhaps overly lofty sumo ambition. "I can't explain it," said the little man of lifting someone 66 kilos heavier. "I didn't intend to lift him. Did he jump and I just help him or something? All I can say is it felt good. All I could see was his stomach." For the record, he's never done that, even in training, and the last time anyone in Division 2 did it was 1997, when Mainomi lifted and dropped fellow lightweight Tomo Hana. Enho's stablemate Ishiura seemed concerned with his fingers too, and in Division 1, Ura's friend Akiseyama almost saw stars. "It's best not to take the belt against him," said boisterous Aoiyama, declining to add, "unless he's half concussed first." Asked why he fights on with a severe hernia, Midori Fuji answers, "Because everyone's hurting somewhere." We presume it's that attitude which took him to 3 wins from 8 ahead of this match with another heavy load for his back to manage, Dai Amami. And as the doors were open, to the old Japanese tune of Sunset and Afterglow, brought to you courtesy of the Ryogoku public address system. With impeccable timing, he picks up the envelopes on the final note. "I didn't feel I won at all," Midori said. "Rather a lucky win, I feel. Not great in terms of moves, I'll concede. Of course I want a better score, but honestly, I'm winning more than I thought I would. I'm certainly making every effort. As I said, a lot of pain today. And this time last year, Takayasu was nursing a bicep femoris injury of his own. But today, clearly recovered, he was aiming for 8 straight wins for the first time in exactly 3 years, in this match with Onosho. Here's what happened when they last met. And here is what transpired today. And the 31-year-old keeps his 1-point lead with a 7th technique in 8 days. "I'm relieved to win, but disappointed not to have finished things off going forward," Takayasu said. "I'm just outputting all my power every day, and delighted to be getting results. I've come to fight with an eye on higher places, and just want to deliver." Beaten Onosho, meanwhile, said, "I couldn't make my power tell, and my arms just didn't extend." He walked straight into that mighty parry, didn't he? I think it's important to finish this piece on Sumo Pain with a shining example of injury overcome. Takayasu is now 6 bouts away from being champion, and just 5 from a guaranteed playoff. It's looking more and more like his title to lose. We'll be glued to him again tomorrow, and I promise to injury-conquering Chionokuni too. See you then.